Hi y'all, thanks so much for stopping back by. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I'm glad to have you. My name is Lori Livers, and on this channel we talk about creating passive income through rental properties. We talk about everything DIY home improvement, and we talk about planning and organizing, because in my world that's what makes all the rest of this stuff possible. I hope that sounds interesting to you. If it does, please do hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so that you can be notified of all the new videos coming your way. So if you've been to my channel before, you know that I utilize the BRRRR strategy to grow my investment portfolio to create passive income so that I don't have to work for anybody else. And right now I am in the buy stage of my strategy. I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for a property. I have run numbers on at least 40 properties. The good news is that I have found 3 that fit my number requirements. And I've driven by these 3 houses before by myself, just to kind of make sure they're in an area that I would be comfortable, dealing with tenants on an ongoing basis, and I think tenants would be comfortable living in. I'm good on location and I'm good on numbers, so it's time to go walk those properties. I thought it would be fun to take y'all with me to walk those houses today so that you can see what I see in a property the very first time I see the inside of it. So let's go. Let's go see some houses. So here we are in house number 1. I couldn't film the outside of the house because when I do walk these houses, I'm with a lot of other people. Some people are totally cool being on video, some people aren't. So I always want to respect their wishes. We're going to start in a strange mother-in-law suite that's been built like back behind a garage, kind of. It's odd, but it is extra square footage, so that's something that always has value. The closet shelf fell out of the closet, so they hung it up in the bathroom. And if you look really close right down there, you'll see under that board, yes, that's where a toilet used to be. But that's just what we see in these houses. And here is the garage. Yes, that's daylight that you can see between the ceiling and the wall of the garage. Again, not uncommon when we're walking these houses. Here is the kitchen. I'm going to call it a gut job. I really don't feel like there's much we can save out of this kitchen. So that's something I would need to plan for in my rehab. Certainly not going to try to save this oven or, any of this mess. Yeah, moving on. Here is a dining room space. It's got some built-ins. I don't know that we'd want to keep those, but it's right off this family room space, and that is a fake fireplace. So we'll just leave that behind. Down the hall, we're going to go check and see what's down here, and we have family bath. Yeah, bathroom number 1. And again, total gut job. So we're going to leave that behind pretty quick too. Now we have secondary bedrooms, pretty normal, pretty torn up. And we're going to go back down this hallway that's got this strange little built-in in the closet. Of course, that's got to go. Another secondary bedroom. This one has a ceiling fan, but we're not keeping it. And all that closet tear out has to happen too. Now we're in what is the master bedroom, and it's got some wainscoting, but we're not keeping that either. Let's check out the master bath. So we're going to rip it down to the studs, and at least it's there. I mean, having no master bath, or having this master bath, is better than having no master bath at all. Let's go check out the outside. You look and see, you'll notice there's a dumpster right there that is already full. Can you imagine, with all the stuff that still needs to be thrown away from this house, they've already filled up that whole dumpster. So here are some guys that don't mind being on camera. A lot of us are walking around and recording these things as we go so we can remember what we saw in each property. And if we can get it up on our YouTube channel, that makes it even better. This is the wall where we saw the daylight between the wall and the roof out of the garage. And this is a little further back. This is the outside of that mother-in-law suite we saw. This is a nightmare jungle in the backyard, and I'm just not going there. Who knows what kind of creepy crawlers are coming out, and I'm not gonna risk that. So I am done with this side of the house. A good thing to note though is when you see all that vine growing on the brick, that means there was a lot of water to support all those plants. You don't want water coming from your house like that, but in this house it's probably the least of the worries. You can see there is a plant growing actually out of the soffit of the house. So let's walk around the other side and see what we see. Yeah, again, a lot of overgrown property. This house is probably going to cost me thousands just to clear all the overgrown foliage. And it's probably just not worth it to me.
So house number 1, complete disaster, but pretty typical for what I take a look at. Let's go check out house number 2.
So again, outside house number 2, there was a big group of people, and big groups of people are not comfortable being on camera. So we're going to start going through the kitchen into what is a converted little garage space. And my husband, hi honey, he actually met me at this house to walk this house with me. So we're just going to head into the backyard because there's not a lot of people already out in the backyard. And you can see there is a detached 2-car garage that has been built in the backyard. And this is as far as we're going to go into this garage because yes, that is daylight. The roof is actually sliding off of the walls in this space, and you can see that huge crack in the foundation. So we're not going in there. We don't want to be a casualty of that garage. So we're just going to kind of walk around, check out the lot. Yep, fence is falling down. It's been propped up. Not unusual. And look at those palm trees. Are they actually growing out of the back of the house? Now, don't be afraid of palm trees growing too close to a house like that because palm trees have a very small root base and are very easy to pull out. But the trampoline and the above ground pool have to go. What's great about this property is it's a great big lot. So now let's head back inside. And yeah, the quality of the siding, not looking good. We can see we've got a lot of repair work. Oh, sorry about my finger there. I'm going to do a recording. Sorry, I had to cut out some people that didn't want to be on video. But what we're looking at is the washer and dryer connections, and they're just standing open in this converted space. We've got to figure out how to make a laundry room out of that. Let's go back. We're walking back through the kitchen and into what would be the living room or the family room. It's right off the front door. Like when you walk in the front door, you are in this room. So yeah, you can see there's a gas line that is just poking out of the wall there. Obviously that needs to be dealt with. I wouldn't feel like it was safe for me. I definitely wouldn't want a tenant to feel unsafe in this house. So we would definitely have to deal with that gas line. The front of the house doesn't look too terrible, aside from some broken windows, which is not uncommon at all to see in a property. It's got SimpliSafe security, if that matters to you. Look at those security cameras. So yeah, it's a well protected area. I don't know. That tree came down in a storm, got cut down, but you can see there's lots of other really large mature trees on this lot. Again, I think the lot is probably maybe even more valuable than the house. Who knows? Oh, so that's where they drove their car through to that car garage, that 2-car garage that was in the backyard. Not sure, but yeah, that's it for house number 2.
So house number 2 is much cleaner than what I normally see, but that doesn't really matter. So let's go check out house number 3.
So here we are at house number 3, and I didn't have a lot of people out front, so I could actually show you the front of this house, and you can see it needs some work. And if I could just even tell you how house number 3 smells like money. The idea of cash flow is fantastic because it keeps you from having to work from other people. But the smell of money is not attractive, and there it is. It's that carpet. Boy, that carpet smells like you would just not believe. It definitely needs to be drug out quick. Yeah, there's just Not a lot going on in this house, but what I do notice right off the bat is the mold. And you can see this house probably at some point had some water in it. Flooding is not uncommon in the area that I live in and the area that I'm investing in. So I really have to look out for that mold and make sure it's been properly remediated. And I always, always, always get flood insurance on my houses. This is a pretty straightforward floor plan. Got a bathroom in it that needs to be gutted, just like every other bathroom we're going to see in these houses. I think you even see some of the same people that were at house number 2 and house number 1 with me, because we were all going on these walkthroughs today. This kitchen has got really nothing that can be salvaged. And it's kind of an odd floor plan. So this thing has been chopped up a little bit. I think this room here that we're going to walk into used to be like a back patio, and they closed it in and built a bar because why not? But look, they put that little funky window, one little window where they could have had a big wide space. I don't know. But anyway, 2 bars in this back patio, enclosed room space. They're just weird. But anyway, there's the laundry. Another secondary bedroom, odd space. Don't be afraid to look behind the curtain. You never know what you're going to see. On that case, we saw a door. So, I don't know. Weird. Notice my black rubber boots, because I will never go into a property without wearing rubber boots. And the more you see these houses that I walk through, the more you understand why it is absolutely necessary to have cheap but thick rubber boots. Most of the time you can just hose them off, but sometimes you just need to throw them away. So you've got to have some shoes with you that you are willing to just ditch. Now, when you look at the soffit and the roof line of this one, it actually doesn't look that bad. Clearly, there's nothing growing out of it, so it's already leaps and bounds ahead of house number 1. Let's see, what do we have in the backyard? Not much of a backyard. I mean, I guess it's big by some standards, but compared to the other 2 properties that I saw today, this one doesn't have as big of a backyard, and that can be a good thing or a bad thing when you're looking to purchase a rental property. Sometimes a big yard is absolutely overwhelming to a potential renter. So one thing I always offer my renters is lawn maintenance. If they want to build the lawn maintenance into the lease, I've got an incredible lawn guy, and I am more than happy to do that. In fact, it always is a good idea for me, because then at least I know the yard is being taken care of. And, they don't own the property, so you can't expect them to take care of the property like an owner would. And in my experience, they don't. So lawn maintenance is always something that is a good value add to your potential tenants. And, it makes you just a little bit of extra money.
House 3 had 2 big dogs that were not happy to see me. So I did not waste any time turning on the camera and getting back in my Jeep. But here we are. So now that we've seen all 3 houses, let's go back and take another look at the numbers and see which one we're gonna buy. Y'all, it is hot out there today. Like really, really, really freaking hot. And those dogs. So I've walked properties before that have had, pets in it. But I've never walked a property where I've had 2 dogs just come running up out of me out of nowhere. So I actually did not have the camera on when that happened, and sorry about that. That's something you would have loved to see me jumping through my skin when 2 pit bulls come running at me. But everything turned out fine. Nobody got hurt, no big deal. I'm back home in my office, craft room, whatever you want to call it. This is where I'm filming my video today. So I'm just curious, if you had to guess, which house do you think I bought? I bought one of them today, either 1, 2, or 3. Leave your guess down in the comments below. Tell me what you think I bought. Or I'll just tell you now. I bought house number 2. The location on these houses was equally good on all of them, and the numbers were all within a close enough range that they're really comparable for me. So I bought house number 2, and the reason I chose this house was because it requires the least of amount of investment to get the highest return on cash flow each month. And that's what I'm in this for, is cash flow. So we'll be going through the whole process in this house, and you'll be able to see the rehab from day 1 till day done. And I'll show you what all that's like. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that's interesting to you. I don't want you to miss anything. Please do hit that subscribe button down below and ring the bell so you can be notified of all the new videos coming your way. Till next time, bye y'all.